I'm still scared every time I get up on stage. And so you just realize fear's never gonna go anywhere. But if fear's gonna show up, I'm gonna show up too.
Welcome to Book BFFs, the show that celebrates the joy of reading and the amazing people they inspire. I'm your host, Jenny Valdez, and today I have the pleasure of being alongside Leonardo Musa. We will be discussing The Little Engine That Could by Watty Piper. Leo, welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Feel amazing.
Great to have you here. I feel like you and I started off meeting at a motivational speaking event. We talk a lot about the power of words and what it means to us. So being able to shine light on these books is beautiful. For you though, what made you choose this book specifically as a book that inspired you?
For me, again, I go by Musa the Mental Mechanic, and I think that this book is so great because it highlights the power of thought. The quality of our life will be based on what we think of ourselves.
Who would you say is your favorite character in this book?
It's an easy answer to say the blue train, right? But I also think that the clown was also...
That's my favorite character, the clown, yes!
He's the quiet hero, and so sometimes you need that friend, you need a family member, just somebody in your corner to keep everybody, calm. When the storm's coming, because really ultimately people were getting depressed, people were crying because they kept on feeling like they were being overlooked. And so he was the one saying, hey, don't worry, there's always something to look forward to. And whoever pumps you up with hope, I think is the person that's really dope.
Yes, I'm glad we're on the same wavelength on that. But
Absolutely.
There's something about the clown
For sure.
and being able to take that leadership role.
Absolutely.
In a way that he's thinking so positively. He's like, cheer up, there's other trains that are coming.
Facts.
Right?
When he wasn't sure of it.
And even if he wasn't sure, he decided to take that leadership role.
Absolutely.
And the irony is that it's a clown.
Yeah, I do play that along with myself as well, because from the reason why I was so bad in school technically was because I was really trying to cheer everybody up. I realized that I had an opportunity to make people laugh, and that's like, man, I could completely shift someone's thought process from where they're going. Little kids that were crying, I was the one running over to them and making them feel better. And so to see that as an adult from this clown, which is really impactful and really beautiful. So.
Right, so would you say you were like the class clown growing up?
1,000%. If you go and look at my classes, like every single day I've got a note on my thing and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what it is. She just don't like me, I don't know. And, I'm spending a lot of time in the corner. So yeah, my father's a pastor, right? So there was one verse that he always told me where he's like, as a man thinketh, so is he, right? And so the same thing with Pablo Picasso, where you mentioned he who thinks that he can and he who thinks that he cannot are both right.
But what's interesting that you mentioned about, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, right? And in the book, he's really big on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The power of mantras. Everybody's talking about mantras, but this book was written in the 1930s when that was like, what? I think I can?
Yeah.
So for you, how important are mantras, and is there a mantra that you recite daily?
It's everything. My day, my week, my year, everything's based off of that. It comes from mindset. In fact, that you think it, you believe it, you write it down, then you execute. You find out what you need to do, and then you have the bravery to actually get it done.
Right, so for the blue engine to be like, I think I can, do it, was his first time over the mountain to then say, I thought I could.
That right there.
That right there.
Power. Yeah.
So powerful. And what's really interesting is that this is a kid's book.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Come on now.
Or is it? Exactly.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like a lot of kids' books subliminally, as adults read them to kids, it's really for the adults to interpret too.
Same with the kids' movies, right? Like there's so many deep, what I mean?
Soul and Inside Out.
We talked about that.
Yeah, Soul and Inside Out are two amazing movies, and books like this and The Giving Tree are one of my favorite as well.
Right, sure.
And even as adults, like where are we reading this? And now it's hitting different.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Absolutely, yeah.
It's hitting different. So I think it's really beautiful that a book like this can still inspire you and somebody like myself till today. Is there a blue engine in your life that has helped you overcome something?
Absolutely, my father. When I used to knock on the door and he'd like, who is it? And I'm like, it's Leo. He's like, Leo who? I don't have a Leo. I was like, Leonardo Musa. He's like, Leonardo Musa who? I'm like, pastor, doctor, lawyer, you know what I mean? Like down this long list, and I was like, Leonardo Musa. He's like, okay, you can come in now, right? And so to a certain degree, it's like, the seed he was planting was the fact that you're better than what anyone's gonna tell you to be. And he always told me, he's like, from a childhood, he's like, they're gonna try and paint you as an angry person, or that you can only be a rapper, or that you can only be a sports player. He's like, but you're the director of your movie. You are the author of your book. And so he's like, son, write a good story.
Do you really not have moments of self-doubt?
Oh, no, in no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
You know, and again, Forever Fearless is not about not feeling fear. It's about feeling fear and still moving forward, right? Because courage, as well as bravery, is feeling the fear and still taking action, you know? And so I've just learned to do things afraid my whole life, right? I've been speaking since I was 13, so that's 23 years now. I'm still scared every time I get up on stage, you know? And so you just realize fear's never gonna go anywhere. But if fear's gonna show up, I'm gonna show up too, you know? And it's funny the power that comes when you just show up, you know? Just don't let fear paralyze you.
So what would you tell somebody who's listening and is like, you know, I struggle with self-doubt.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to even say the phrase, I think I can.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody?
It's the fact of still saying it, right? Because even when I was homeless and I had lost everything, right? I've got an eviction notice on my door. I know that I've got to hide my car because I know that they're coming to come and take it. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there with tears in my eyes and I'm like, oh, I've got so much money. I'm so blessed. Oh, I'm gonna have a drop top car. I'm gonna have a home where I can see the ocean from my bed. And this is where I know like I'm days away from getting evicted. There's no glimmer of greatness or hope that's there. It's like you've gotta almost be delusional in the most healthy way and still just speak.
When you smile, you can trick yourself into thinking you're happy, even though you're like, I'm so nervous right now.
It's a little creepy, but hey, I'll get that.
But like, there's moments that even if you just smile,
1,000%.
chemically, you are changing the dynamic of your body.
Absolutely.
So words, that frequency coming out is already shifting perspective in the brain.
For sure.
This book was written in the 1930s.
Right.
And the statement back then was, I think, right?
Yeah.
In a time where it was the Great Depression.
Right.
Right? Like,
How funny.
Positive thinking was not what it is now that people are discussing it. Back then it was kind of like, how are we gonna survive? And now everything is, I am. I am. I am great. I am limitless. I am fearless.
Right.
I am a little engine that could.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
From being in a moment that this was written during the Great Depression to a moment now where we talk about depression.
Yeah. Mindset is everything. You know, even when I was in the Army and you got people screaming in your face and it's 114 degrees and I'm like, this is hell, right? And I've got battle buddies passing out left and right to me. Like, I'd grab my bulletproof and I'm just like, I'm cool. Oh, man, this is breezy. Oh, this is the best time. Oh, I just love this. You know what I mean? And it's the fact that you can really convince yourself. So either we're gonna stop and we're gonna quit, or we're gonna keep chugging. And it didn't say that he went from 0 to 100. It said slowly. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to drop down a castle. It's like, no, lay a brick down just today. Lay it down really strong. Tomorrow, lay another brick down. It's the kingdom of consistency in that regard. Yeah.
I love that. And earlier you were going chugga, 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 hey, chugga, chugga, hey, but in the book, that was the goal, right? They had all these toys. They had all these food that they wanted to give over the kids.
For sure.
The toys never doubted whether they were gonna get over that hill.
Yeah.
They didn't know how they were gonna do it.
Right.
But they did it, and that's life.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sideswiped, you're gonna take detours, and sometimes you need them.
1,000.
So check yourself, because sometimes you need them. Sometimes you need those detours, right? But you know in your heart of hearts that you're going to get over that mountain.
Yeah, of course.
I speak a lot with kids, and man, like one of the #1 things that gets me every time is like, some of these kids have never had somebody tell them, I believe in you.
Man.
Think of us, we were all kids at one point.
Yeah, of course.
We were all kids.
And that's why when you mentioned the whole, like, this is a kid's book, and I was like, but adults are just grown-up kids. Like, this has hit everyone that we've talked to still in a different way now. So,
exactly, but we were kids at one point.
Yeah.
When we got older, we started gaining insecurities.
Yeah.
We started hearing no a few times. We started being around people and started to get the reality of what life is about.
Right.
But why? That little kid still lives in us.
1,000. Yeah.
Telling us, I don't think you can, I know you can.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Be quiet.
Oh no, but you're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's your little clown almost. That's your cheerleader.
Right. The strongest thing you can do is ask for help. You know, and especially back in the time when it was written, you got to think, it's like mental health was not on the radar at all. It's like you just work. My father, by the time I brought him out to Miami to overlook the city and be on the beach, he's like, this is the first vacation I've taken. You're 83. You've got to take care of yourself because you're all you got to a certain degree.
You're all you got.
Yeah.
But It's taking care of yourself, asking for help when needed,
Thanks.
and having moments of selflessness.
Yeah.
But I think you can only have moments of selflessness when you have an awareness of self.
Right.
But some of the engines that go by in the beginning,
Right.
it took 4 before they finally got up that hill.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because one of them was too important, one of
Yep.
them was too good, one of them
Yep.
was too tired. And the 4th one, I'm so little, I've
Yeah.
never gone up before. But he didn't let that excuse limit him,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And so in that, you can apply those 4 gems to people today.
Absolutely.
You know, some people make it, forget where they came from,
Man.
right?
Right.
Some people are like, I have this job and I'm acting and this is who I pretend to be, but
Right.
behind the scenes, that's not who they are.
Of course.
And there's people that, oh, I'm too old to make it. The owner of Home Depot didn't really start Home Depot till he was like 49.
Right. And the person who started KFC, shout out to KFC by the way, if you want to get an endorsement, was 65. You know, when they started. And so my whole thing is the fact that if you woke up again today, you've got a chance and a choice, right? That somebody believed in you to put air inside you again. So it's like, make the most of it. Be fearless. Be limitless. Go after it.
Are there any final remarks that you want to add about the book and overall just the takeaway?
Yeah. Again, the biggest thing is the fact of you thinking that you can. You know, and sometimes you got to understand that, like, when God calls you, it's not a conference call, right? It's you. It's you and Him, and He might tell you something that your best friend might not agree with, your wife might not agree with, your family members might think you're crazy for doing that, but if it's in you, it's in you for a reason. I'm going to do all these things by the grace of God, and again, just speak it into existence.
Yeah.
But then take the action as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
picturing it.
Yeah.
You're picturing it.
Always,
you're
yeah.
creating that experience, but you're tapped into your source and connecting that experience.
Picture, speak,
yes.
believe, bring it, act it out.
You got me the moves. I'm like, wait, I don't even know what we're talking about. We just started moving and I was like, yes, we're gonna play a nice little game.
Yeah.
All right, so
All about the games.
it's a rapid speed.
Bow, bow, bow.
No time to think.
I know that.
You just know.
It was right there?
Right there.
Like there?
Right there.
Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do is after every word, I want you to say what comes to your mind right away.
Take it right away.
Right away.
Take it right away?
Yeah,
Right
no
away.
thinking,
Okay,
right?
I got you. 1 second.
This is strictly trusting yourself. You're warmed up, you're ready. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Let's go. I think I can. I
All right. Train.
Wreck. Where this came from?
Hill.
Mountains. Here we go.
Engine.
Life.
Toys.
Joy.
Journey.
Life.
Courage.
Fearless.
Determination.
Heart.
Chug.
Good choo choo. Look it up in a dictionary. It's in there. For show. For show.
Puff.
Puff pass. I don't know how to do. Puff daddy.
Puff Daddy, I like that one.
Yeah.
Cheer.
Leader.
Leader?
Yeah. Cheerleader. Yeah.
I'm thinking cheer, like leader, the clown, and you're like cheerleader.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean? Because still cheer somebody else. So, yeah.
Perspective, I love perspective. All right, 10 that are not from the book.
Okay.
Okay? Parrot.
You said parrot?
Yeah.
Talkative.
Coconut.
Oil.
Jazz.
Music.
Roller coaster.
Life.
Tangerine.
Layers.
Beach.
Sandy.
Trick.
Good treat.
I was gonna say Trick Daddy.
I was about to say Florida. I was like, okay, let's keep that appropriate for kids.
That's what came to my mind, Trick Daddy.
Right.
Trick little kids. Backpack.
Potential.
Unicorn.
You.
Oh, thank you.
Big facts.
I like that one. Thank you for playing our game.
There we go. Thank you.
You passed. You said something for every word.
There we go.
You said something for every word.
That was harder than I thought.
Yeah.
But I thought I could. I could.
And you did.
Come on, what's up? Let's get
You
it.
thought and you took action and it
Boom,
happened.
boom, there we go.
Every engine can. You
Always.
just got to do it.
Do it. Thank
So
you.
for anybody tuning in, if they want to find you, look
Yeah.
out for you, where can they get a hold of you?
So Musa, the mental mechanic, on IG or Forever Fearless Fashion. You can get the book on foreverfearlessfashion.com. Also Amazon, Forever Fearless, Face Everything and Rise. So that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. To everybody tuned in, listening, thank you guys so much. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe below. And turn the page for the next chapter in our next episode. Love you.